How you guys doing? This is Jason from Tuna Tech. Just giving you guys an update on some things. No real reviews, no new phones, but just a couple of my thoughts on some of the recent events that have happened. As you all have heard, or maybe you haven't heard, by now tech blogs and YouTube sites are filled with information and hype and disappointment from Samsung Unpacked 2020, where the Note 20, Note 20 Ultra were released. What's interesting about these devices is that they look good. Actually, I would go as far as to say they look better than the S20 Ultra. But it seems like Samsung kind of took a page, or kind of went backwards in a book, and kind of made more subtle changes. I think maybe with this S20 Ultra they went too far and they kind of reeled it back in. Some things I'm excited about is to see how the camera works. I know it isn't much of an upgrade, maybe some say it's a downgrade, but it's just interesting to see that they are trying different things. S Pen has some new features, although it's been moved to the other side of the phone. The colors are better. Interestingly enough, though, it has a Snapdragon 865 Plus here in the US, but some markets are going to have the Exynos 990, which compare from what we've seen last year, it's not very good. It looks like, from reading some articles, it looks like the European version will have a base model of 256 gig, where in the US we have 128. It looks like they might be making a trade-off there. Like, hey, we know it's slower, so we're going to give you more storage. They also released the Buds Live, which to me looks like the Bean earbud that sits in your ear. I'm actually pretty interested to try that. I think one of the pre-order deals is you get so much money, credits to spend if you reserved it, and that would be pretty much getting them for free, or maybe for 10-15 bucks. I don't know if I'm going to pre-order the Note 20. I'd like to try it, Note 20 or Note 20 Ultra. If I did, I'd go with the Ultra, just because the regular Note 20 is $1,000 for the plastic back, and it makes too many compromises for $1,000. But the Buds Live, I'd like to see some reviews, or maybe try them myself and see what I think. I've been pretty happy with my Buds and my Buds Pluses that I own now. The Z Fold 2 was talked about. It seems pretty interesting. It looks like they fixed every minor detail that issues I had with the original Fold, which I no longer have. It's got a bigger front screen. It's got a faster processor, less bezel on the inside, improved hinge. According to the Unpacked event, which I only caught bits and pieces of, it looks like the screen is a glass. It's a real thin version of glass. Looks kind of interesting. It's going to be outrageously priced, but I think if I was going to get a phone from the Unpacked event, it would be that device. They also released a Tab S7 and S7 Plus, and as God is my witness, Samsung is the only company that's trying to save Android tablets. They really are. And I do own a Tab S6, which I've given to my young daughter now, and great sound, great picture, speedy, comes with a pen, magnetic on the back. I mean, it has a keyboard option. It's a beautiful tablet. And Samsung does enough tweaks to the software, so it seems like it should be a pretty good device. Now the S7 Tab S7 comes with a Plus version, which is a bigger screen, 120 hertz refresh rate, so it seems like it's going to be a pretty interesting device. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, one device that I'm actually more excited about than anything at the Samsung device, or Unpacked event, is the Pixel 4a. I've already pre-ordered it. I wasn't one of the lucky YouTube tech guys that got a previewed version, anything like that. I have some buddies that are YouTubers, and they've had them. I'm an Android fan. I do own an iPhone SE 2020 and an iPad Pro 12.9 2020. But I think overall, the Pixel 4a is a tipping point for phones. A couple years ago, we were fighting over $399 and $499 phones as flagship killers. This was, I shouldn't say a couple years ago, this was probably 2 or 3 years ago, and that was like the Axon and ZTE and OnePlus initially. But they've kind of retracted, and everyone started going super high. So now we're seeing the fallback with the coronavirus pandemic, people starting to enjoy mid-range budget phones. So whereas the OnePlus Nord, the Pixel 4a, the iPhone SE 2020 all have their corners that are cut, I would say owning the iPhone SE, I hate the screen size. The camera to me is okay. I hate not having a dedicated night mode. I'm not going to game on the iPhone SE. I'm sorry, the screen is too small to play any games on it. I don't care how powerful the processor is. That's where I like the Pixel 4a. It's got Android, vanilla, no overlays. It's got a decent processor, nothing like the A13 and the SE 2020, but the camera's amazing. It's got plenty of performance for what I'm going to do with it. It's priced right, and I'm going to tell you right now, the general public, if they give it a chance, they're going to have no issues with it. Now, this is before I've had a chance to touch it or look at it, but I'm hoping that's true. That leads me into the OnePlus Nord, another phone that is mid-range. The difference between the Nord and the Pixel 4a is the Pixel 4a's got a 730 processor, a Snapdragon, whereas the Nord has a 765, which is a 5G. I know Google's coming out with some phones. I think the trade-off is it's $350 for the Pixel 4a, and I know the Nord's not available here yet, or if it will be at the way it is now, but it's starting at, like, I think when to say what, $399 or $499. So that goes back to the OnePlus Nord. They have released some information that they were going to release the Nord in the United States, but it's not going to be the same as it is right now. People could complain, oh, jerry-rig broke it in half, it's got a plastic frame. Oh, the Pixel 4a is all plastic. They're budget devices. And for what they do, the average consumer is not going to sit there and bend their phone. And that's just some things I want to touch on. I think the Samsung Unpacked event was less exciting than I thought it was going to be. I am super excited to try the S7 Tab S7 Plus just because of the 120 hertz, because I've already got, like I said, the iPad Pro. I'm interested in trying the Buds Live, see how good they sound, which is an interesting form factor. The Z Fold 2 is probably the biggest innovation product that I saw there. So I'm interested in maybe getting it. I don't know yet. It's a lot of money. Note 20, I may try it. Note 20 Plus, maybe after it's been out for a while and reviews have come out, see how the camera adds up. Pixel 4a, like I said, I pre-ordered it. I'm super excited. So what am I carrying right now? I think I'm going to start doing this kind of thing because I change phones a lot. Right now, I'm carrying an Oppo Find X2 Pro. I just got it in yesterday. It's the orange. I don't have it with me right now, but it's orange vegan leather back. Snapdragon 865. It's got some pretty good cameras, so they say. I just got it yesterday. Like I said, I tried out the SuperVoke 2.0 charging, and I'm not kidding. It was at 45%. Within 20 minutes, I was at 100%. Not even 20 minutes, 10 minutes. So the charging is super fast. I also have the LG V60 still, which is kind of like my go-to camera. Not that I really need it, but it's just a go-to camera. And then the Apple iPhone SE 2020, I use that mainly as another kind of backup phone. The form factor is just too small. I mainly use that to go running because I can put it in my armband on my arm when I run, and it's perfect size. That coupled with the Apple Watch, which I got the Samsung Active 2 right now, but I have an iPhone or an Apple Watch 2. Those two combined, it's a perfect combination when I'm running with my, don't tell the Apple people, but I run with my iPhone SE 2020 Apple Watch and Samsung Buds Plus. But those are by far my favorite headphones. So click the subscribe button, like this video, and hopefully my next video will have some more products or some more things I can show you guys. Peace out, guys.